Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Dragoon. And last time we got all the way here for this sequence. Now I can backtrack to do the other part here before moving on. I just wanted to get through that specific sequence on the end of the tail end of the last video there. And now we can go over here and do a little more exploring and catch a much smaller sequence. Oh, of course she would. Haschel, I love you, buddy, but shut up. Really? God, some of the lines are so dated. Oh well. And of course, because Miranda feels the need to be really tough, you know, in the, I don't know what sense of the word, but she has to be this really tough, hard as nails kind of character who, even though she is that way, and Rose is very much that way, she still comes across as completely the opposite of Rose. Very hard to do in writing, anyway. She feels the need to, anything that is, you know, as Hasha was mentioning, you know, girly, you know, traditionally anyway, feminine, you know, she feels the need to distance herself from it. It's not good writing. There's a lot of good writing in this game. This is not part of it. Though this part of her explanation I do enjoy. Why do they have thorns there, Miranda? Wow, that's kind of off-putting. Creepy. So yeah, apparently Miranda doesn't like roses. Yeah, let us move on here, because I don't need to be here. Wait a minute. Anyway, let's talk to you again here. Or, well, I don't think we talked to you yet, but... Okay. Okay, sure. Why not? Get out of my way. Hard to hold without being scratched by thorns. But we get Stardust. And don't get stuck on things. I want to talk to you. Don't run away. To make humans who are worn out by the war regain their dreams and hope, this is the Stardust plan. Now, this is pretty much all the explanation we get on Stardust. Stardust materializes prayers spoken with purity. Its magic power must still exist. Well, yeah, we're carrying around a bunch of them in our pocket. But yeah, we don't get a lot of information about that stuff. But if we take this little guy, as you can tell by the music, we're in a shop. And we have a Wingley here that sells items. And here we can buy the ball items, which I would never recommend. And we can finally buy the items that I don't care for. All of the, well, not all of them, but a lot of the status inflicting items. The only ones that would be of any use is the poison needle to use on the, what was it, the lucky jar, or whatever it was, the jar enemy we fought in the last episode there. Or the confusion one, which we need for the rainbow bird, which I will show off another battle with them later, because they do appear in another area, and I want to show that off. Well, I can sell some stuff on screen here. Get rid of spirit potions, don't need those. Get rid of that poison needle, don't need that anymore. Extra sun rhapsody, don't need that. Recovery balls can go bye-bye. Now, what else do I got left here? Want to keep all this. Okay, sun rhapsody. That can go as well, I don't need that. And this is kind of the point in the game, you know, 2 or 3 healing fogs, 2 or 3 healing breezes, 4 healing rains that I have there. Normally you'd have 3, but I went and got one in Lohan there, so I have an extra one at this point. But yeah, so pretty much that's all you need. You know, only need 3 of these. We're going to get one more very, very soon. And Angel's Prayers, 3 or 4 will do for now. There is a point later where we'll want more than that, but for now, this is good. Now I'll be able to get rid of my sachets before I need to stock up on more Angel's Prayer. So we're finally going to be able to make use of it. It's going to be awesome. Let's see here. Nope. I don't think I need anything else from you. However, we have a weapon shop here. And this guy sells the Fairy Sword. Why do we get this so late in the game? Hell, why do we get this at all? We never need this. However, it is his, at least at this point, second most powerful weapon. As you notice there, the attack power from the Soul Eater that we got from doing the optional Polter Armor boss is massive. Now, some people argue what the best weapon is for Dart. I can't remember if the Fairy Sword is his second best weapon. I don't think it is. I think there's one better that he can get later, but I could be wrong. Basically, this is 5 points better than the Mind Crush, which we also have already, and you know, we don't need any SP at this point. For that purpose, it's kind of useless, but for the sheer damage, it's the second best, and it allows you to equip an accessory that's not a therapy ring to counteract the draining effect of the Soul Eater there. So anyway, you could buy this. I'm not a big fan of it. I always use the Soul Eater. Much prefer that. I much rather have the additional damage than, you know, being able to equip something else on his accessory slot, which I probably wouldn't change. I'd probably leave it as something like a therapy ring anyway. It just would be healing me instead of counteracting. But with, you know, when you have the Soul Eater, you can one-shot so many more enemies that it really makes up for it. You don't take as much damage anyway. Well, we get the Force Arrow, which again, why so late? But we're going to buy it anyway because it's more powerful than what she's using. Here we get the Thunder Fist, which is better than what Haschel is using, but I think he's got a weapon that increases the amount of SP he gets, and he hasn't mastered, you know, gotten his final Dragoon level. So I'm going to buy it, but I don't want to arm it. Here we can buy magical rings again. Seems to be a trend in the Wingly cities we visit. You could buy another one of these if you want. Actually, you know what? Sure. No, I'm not going to give it to you, but it can sit around there. I may want it for a boss fight here or there. And again, kind of pointless. We've got these two, Magic Evade, Physical Evade, both. If you prefer, you can use the Sage's Cloak for 20 points to each type of evade, and the Magical Greaves here to give you an additional a total of 25% physical and magical evade, so you dodge a quarter of all attacks. That could be useful. It's not the way I like to play, but the option is definitely there if that's what you like to do. Now, Magical Greaves just says it gives you 5% magic and physical evade. Let's buy one, but not equip it. Let's see what they forgot to mention in that description. Let's see. Okay, there they are. Oh, let's see. Yeah, they have 10 speed, making them the second best boots in the game and the only one we can buy, as far as I know, that has speed on it. So yeah, I want to buy a pair of these for everybody at this point, and I'm going to sell all of my other boots because the only ones I'll need for now until the end of the game, the Magical Greaves and say the Dancers and the Bandit Shoes, those are the only ones I need. Everything else can get sold now. Definitely won't be needing those. Phoenix Plumes, keep them. I'm going to do some selling here off screen. Yeah, so sell all the boots. Keep your Legend Casks. Night Helms can go bye-bye. What else? Yeah, Mind Crush is... A lot of people tend to use this over the Fairy Sword just because it's got the confusion. Heatblade can go bye-bye at this point. We don't need that. What else? That can go. That can go. I'd keep that in case you want to use Stun later. Silver Vest can go. Tiaras can go. Rose's Hairband, keep that. Let's see. What else do we want to keep? Yeah, the weapon I'm using right now, just to make sure I'm not... Oh no, this is instant kill. Okay, so, yeah, you could use the Thunder Fist, and that's probably better. I must have been thinking of somebody else with the SP weapon, so yeah, let's use that. You can keep the... let's go back to the top there. Keep the Brass Knuckle for later in case you want to use Instant Death, because there are areas where that could be useful. The other two can go. Warriors, keep his armor. Soul Headband can go. What else here? Am I going to unequip any of this stuff? You can keep the Fear Weapon. Don't need the Glaive anymore. Night Helms can go. What else? Warhammer. I have no reason to keep that. I won't be downgrading. Heavy Mace has stun chance, so I'll be using that. Silver Vest can go. Angel Robe can go. Tiaras can go. Jeweled Crowns can go. And yeah, you can sell off his Tomahawk. I won't be using that. Won't be using the Lion's Fur. You can keep this in case you feel the need to use it. I'm not a particularly big fan of it, but it is what it is. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm going to sell. Keep all of her weapons that give you, status effects or SP boosts or stuff like that. They can be useful in certain situations. Like I was saying there, you can use this to poison the Lucky Jar. You can use this to confuse the Rainbow Bird. That can be helpful and avoid having to buy a bunch of items. So yeah, I'm going to sell a bunch of stuff and then I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Now, I also sold a few accessories that I wasn't going to need anymore. And basically, the ones I sold were ones that protected me from bewitching, confusion, fear, and dispiriting. I could have sold these a long time ago when I got the Phoenix Plumes, but I didn't because laziness. So yeah, we have what we have. There's not a lot left. There's not a lot that we need, though. I'm keeping the majority of my accessories because there can be uses for a lot of them depending on, certain situations. I kept the ones for stun, which I don't think I've ever used, but they're still there. Petrification, there's only one more enemy, I think, in the game that uses Petrification, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not using the magic rings right now because I don't need them. You don't need the Warrior's Dress, I forgot to sell it. Master's Vest you can keep around in case you want that. It's, it's almost as good. They're pretty much the same. It just comes up down to choice whether you like the girdle or the vest. Other than that, yeah, we pretty much have nothing left. So, now I got panic guards and poison guards and stuff still equipped, but oh well. They're just because I always throw them on when I'm changing my gear around. But with that out of the way, we get another Stardust. Now, with all that taken care of, we can finally move on. Which just means there's going to be more plot dumping. So I think I got... Do I have all of them, or is there one left? There's one more Stardust in this town. As you can see, I've built up quite a sum of money in the last little while. 21,000 gold right now, so I'll be putting that to use eventually. Actually, probably sooner rather than later. In here, in the mouth of this guy, we get another Stardust. Yay! And when we go over here, we can finally move on to Charlie's abode, I guess you could call it. You're related to Melbuframa, the ancient leader of the Winglies. The one who was trying to kill all humans. Why does she sound so happy? Hello? Well, what's going on here? And Rose is still harsh as can be. Yeah, she is a little scary, isn't she? Ziggy. Makes me think of a combination between certain character referring to a certain cyborg in Xenosaga by a certain name that also starts with Z and ends with Y. And I'm trying not to spoil it because I'm going to play it eventually. And what was the other thing it reminds me of? Oh, it's escaping my head. Oh, it reminds me of LeBlanc in 10-2. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk to you. I guess. With the son of someone who used to be your significant other, and the enemy is the significant other. Wow. And of course, Rose loves to threaten people, even though they're probably immortal. I find Charlie's character kind of interesting, actually. She just seems to not care or not understand you know, the gravity of the situation that we're being faced with in one sentence. And then in the next, she she can use like a word like Ziggy, where she's, trying to almost act childish in a way, or, happy, and still seem to understand the gravity at the same time. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself very well, but she's going back and forth in a way that actually seems to work, which usually that doesn't happen very often. Another part of the good writing from this game. Now we have the option to go through a whole bunch of dialogue. And this dialogue is going to take longer than I'd like, so we're going to do that next time. Sorry I took so long mucking around, but wanted to get everything kind of prepped up because we're going to be heading out and we're going to be going into a long area where we're not going to have access to shops for a little while here. So I want to make sure that I get everything organized and out of the way, and then we can continue to talk to Charlie next time. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.